and that's the Kaneza Foundation for Dialogue and Empowerment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Kaneza Foundation for Dialogue and Empowerment affirms that the human rights situation of people of African descent today is originated in history. The lack of recognition is among the main problems we face in fighting against racism. We agree with the Durban Declaration that enslavement, transatlantic slave trade, colonialism and apartheid have ongoing consequences for Africans and people of African descent worldwide. European colonialism in African countries, especially by Germany, is rarely discussed, and if so, there is no proper rehabilitation. There is no adequate or truthful representation of the transatlantic slave trade and colonialism in schools. The image of people of African descent is disturbed by stereotypes. The effect is multidimensional racial discrimination of students of African descent in both society and academic material. Efforts to implementing recognition activities for the decade in Germany have been made primarily by the civil society. We acknowledge the government's cooperation. However, until today, there is no responsible ministry for the decade in Germany. Many NGOs in Germany achieved a great preliminary work in the field of political education on German colonialism. Academic and research material published by experts of African descent already exists in many cities. Unfortunately, there is a nationwide lack of funding for these projects. Furthermore, none of these materials are used in schools, so it does not reach students and teachers in order to educate about German colonialism and its consequences. The situation in other European states is quite similar. We demand a sustainable funding for these projects in human rights education and political education to achieve the recognition of people of African descent respectively to the goals of the decade, means to implement our visibility in society and the truthful representation of the history of enslavement and colonialism in academic history books and other sources. People of African descent are to be included as experts in the process of historical rehabilitation. This is the only way to fight stereotypes and the misrepresentation of history. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for